Canada, officially anyway, added more than 53,000 jobs last month. It was the third consecutive month of surprisingly strong gains. And the unemployment rate slid to 6.5%, the lowest since the summer of 2024. We're joined by Travis O'Rourke. He's president at Hayes. Travis, great to see you.
Thank you.
You are taking these numbers with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, we're taking a few pinches on this one. I'm a little skeptical. I just can't make the math work. If you look, last month we had 70,000 jobs or so, and we dropped from 7% to 6.9%. Unemployment. And then this month we had 50,000 jobs, and we dropped from 6.9 to 6.5. The math doesn't work unless we've had huge changes to the population mix itself, and I haven't seen that. So a little peculiar in this data. Take some time to dig in. I'm wondering if there's a restatement of some kind in here.
A lot of people, perhaps, I mean, it would suggest left the labor force, but they or stopped looking for work. But there have to be a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think another point to look at, we love to see the youth unemployment finally moving in the right direction. To see a full percentage point move after such an atrocious year, that's great. But if we look at where the jobs were added in November, I mean, our primary driver was healthcare and social services. Not exactly where you tend to find youth workers. You see them in food accommodation, in retail work, and in retail, that was the second biggest loss of the month. So there's a lot of confusing data in here. I'm an optimist. Let's take a step back, 6.5. If that's the real number that we do trust, that's fantastic.
Yeah, the drop in the youth unemployment down to 12.8%, and it got to almost 15% this year. As you say, I mean, it's a tragic story, so many people out of work, young people.
That is. Yeah, it is. And now you've got everyone back in school, retail jobs going down. I don't know. It was last month, we added, I think it was 40,000 retail jobs. So we've kind of canceled them out this month with the drop. There was certainly, bullish outlook on the Canadian economy, which is obviously consumer driven, heading into the holiday season when we saw those retail jobs come through in October. So an instant pullback, we don't love to see that. But again, there's more behind this data. We got to dig in, Andy.
Let's have a quick look at the Canadian dollar. Of course, currency traders tend to be knee-jerk type reactors, and everybody trades a security thing, trying to anticipate what will other people do. But we can see the Canadian dollar has jumped. I mean, it makes interest rate cuts less likely on the face of it.
I think if you looked at the data, we add 67,000 part-time jobs. That means we've lost full-time jobs. So if you've got a December 10th rate cut coming, we're losing full-time jobs. The Americans are obviously going to make their cut. It would be very surprising at this point with this data to not see BOC make a move next week.
What do you mean? Do you still think they'll cut?
I do. If we're going to pull back on full-time jobs, like part-time jobs are great, but they're part-time. I don't think this is going to giving the job security that Canadians need.
Well, that's interesting. These figures do not justify, you think, the Bank of Canada staying pat on interest rates.
I think we're going to get a cut. Sorry, Eddie. Yes.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yes.
Just let's touch on another topic. Ontario, as of January 1st, will bring in these pay transparency rules.
Yes.
Among other things, when a company with more than 25 workers posts a job, they have to indicate the salary range.
Yes.
Why is that? Why is the government doing that?
I think ultimately it's rooted in a step towards equity. You want to make sure that the person left and right of you, they're earning the same amount of money. And I think that's maybe a big driver from the government is fairness. From an employer standpoint, the driver is going to be trust. If you know what you're going to be paid, you're more likely to apply for that job. Now, it's not employers who are angling for this legislation.
No.
This is definitely driven by the government.
Oh, yeah.
But I think greater trust is going to lead to higher applications. Hayes has data. We do a salary guide every year, and 92% greater chance that somebody applies to your job if you've posted how much the job is going to pay. Probably not surprisingly.
Although in some cases we're hearing employers just get this flood of applications, some of them generated by AI.
Oh, gosh. I think since, at least the last year since AI has been prevalent in the job hunting market, I've never seen so many candidates that look perfect for a job. You can take a job description and a resume, you can say, make me look like each other, and all of a sudden you've got 40 perfect applicants in your inbox. So yes, between AI agents pumping out applications, resumes created by, Gemini or Copilot, it's a tricky spot to be for a hiring manager right now.
Yeah, and of course, employers faced with this flood of applications sometimes use AI to weed through them.
That's right. Now, January 1st, in Ontario at least, we've got a piece of legislation bolted on to the ESA, which is going to...
What's the Employment
Standards Act.
Okay, yeah.
It's going to force organizations to make it clear if AI is being used to assess or select during the process. Good move in the right direction. It's still a little cloudy, a lot of gray area. What does assess mean? What does select mean? I mean, AI has been used in the process and at some point since the early 2000s. But again, legislation, step in the right direction. We're not where we need to be. AI, step in the right direction, but we're not where we need to be on either of those just yet.
We used to have a guy, a frequent guest on the show, and he ran catering services, so a lot of lower wage jobs. But he said, I don't care about experience or resume or anything. All I care about is attitude.
Yes, honestly, attitude and trust. You care if the person is going to show up to work. You care if they're going to take pride in the work that they do. And you care that they're going to look for the next thing to do and not be told what they have to do next.
Travis, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Travis O'Rourke, president of Hayes.